Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Maggie and I picked up the new Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Pinpoint Concealers. I got them in 3 shades. They arrived yesterday. I did do a very quick swatch video on my Instagram and YouTube shorts, and it was just on bare skin. I didn't have anything on, but I was too curious, so I played with them. But I'm ready to properly give them a try today, and I got them in the shades 9, 10 and 11. Before I carry on with the video, it's quite cloudy today. I wanted to put on my ring light just to add a little bit of light, but it's not working, so we're gonna go full natural light. It looks like the sun might peek out of the clouds a little bit. Maybe I'll get a bit more light so you can actually see what it looks like, because my ring light it's not working. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, whatever. This is what the pencils look like, and again, I got them in the shades 9, 10 and 11. So let me do some quick swatches. So this is shade 9, and let me just blend it out a little bit before it sets. 10 does look like my exact shade match as soon as I can open it. So this is 10 just above 9, and then I will just quickly use my finger to blend it out, and then I'll swatch 11, which is a very nice, it's got a lot of orange warmth to it, which I think will work well for my pigmentation spots. And it just requires a few taps with your finger, and it tends to just blend in. But yeah, I'm excited to use them. Yesterday I used them on my bare skin. I only had skincare and sunscreen, but I had put that on my skin, you know, early on in the morning, and then these arrived at about 11:30, and yeah, I couldn't resist. I just played with them then, so I had nothing on my skin when I put those on. And I'll link the little video that I made, and I did feel them a little dry on my skin, so I do want to go in today with the skin tint, just so that I can see how it applies on top of a skin tint or a concealer, because these are actually meant to spot conceal. I noticed that when I put this on my face yesterday, even though it felt it's a drier formula, so you know, it felt a bit drier going on, it still looked really good on the skin, and it lasted the rest of the day. So it wasn't the whole day, it was like half of the day afterwards, but it did seem to last, you know, the other half of the day. So I'm going to start with the base, and that's going to be my Lisa Eldridge skin tint. I love the skin tint. I used it on its own. I take a small amount here, and I'm just going to use my fingers to apply it. So this is what the skin tint on its own looks like on my skin. It evens out my skin quite nicely. I love the skin tint, but obviously I do have blemishes. So to start, I'm going to go in with shade 10, which is my exact match. So I'm going to apply some of it here where I've had this blemish for years. It's a bit of my skin that's kind of gone in. So I'm going to just use this and then just blend around it. I have my my stress blemishes from 2024 that hasn't quite left. Some days it's not so bad, and some days it's, you know, it kind of gets deeper. But yeah, let's try our best to cover that. I definitely like how it applies over the skin tint. My skin is usually quite dry, and usually when I put makeup on, I would have already prepped it like maybe half an hour before I put makeup on, and so my skin is usually not as dry when I put makeup on. So yesterday when I put it on, you know, my skin was quite dry, and I feel like it handled well, but I prefer putting makeup on when my skin feels like it's just been prepped. So I like how it applies now over the skin tint. And I feel like it's covered this quite nicely. For under my eye, I want to go in with shade 11, which has a bit more orange to it, just because it can neutralize some of the darker area under my eye. And here. I'm just going to use my finger. I do the same on this side, and then I want to use a bit of shade 9 afterwards, just to lift a bit. That's what I did yesterday, and I really liked how it looked. So this is quite forgiving. I don't have my glasses on, and I'm literally just patting this on, and when I come closer it looks quite nicely blended, so quite forgiving since I'm going I'm going in this quite blind. And then what I did yesterday was I went in with shade 9 just to lift certain areas of my face. I went in with a little bit of 9 just here, because this part of my eyes are quite droopy and I wanted to lift it. There we go. And then I like to use some of shade 9 here where I smile. I do smile a lot. But this part creates a little bit of a shadow. So I just want to undo the shadow. And that's with a tiny bit of shade 9. I'm going to go back in with shade 10. This was my Christmas blemish. With all the nonsense I ate over Christmas, this came up. So I want to cover this up. I like it. I really like these Pinpoint concealers. It's very iconic to Lisa's technique that, you know, I've watched for years. Ever since, you know, she started making videos on YouTube. She's basically one of the people that, you know, has taught me how to put on makeup. And yeah, it reminds me a little bit of, I've always wanted those complexion pencils from Jones Road that Bobbi Brown released a few years ago when she founded Jones Road Beauty. but they were never available in Europe. They were only available in the US, and I'm not sure which other countries they ship to. I know that she very recently started shipping to Europe, so I do want to pick up those pencils. I've been wanting to, I just haven't gotten to it as yet. And now Lisa released her Pinpoint concealers. Lately I've been using very minimal makeup, skin tint with a lip, sometimes something on my eyes or mascara or something like that, but extremely minimal makeup. I'm actually so happy with how my skin looks at the moment. I don't know if I want to put on anything else. So, I do have Pomme d'Amour on my lips. So that's the Violet FR Bisou Jelly. I have this on my lips at the moment. The shade is Pomme d'Amour. It's a beautiful red shade. I went for this. I went for this in the morning before I even, came to my office to film. Okay, I think I'll just put a tiny amount of makeup and I'll come back on and I'll show you what it looks like with just a little bit more makeup on. Okay, I added just a small amount of makeup. I went in with this Poco Beauty blush. It's a cream blush. The shade is Cheek. No, the shade is Oh Petal. I just put a little bit on my fingers. The sun's coming out now. I went in with the Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow. It's almost finished, but I just put a little bit on my cheeks, on my brow bones, on my nose, just to create a bit of glow. For my eyes, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Hypnotizing Pop Shot. This is in the shade Smoky Quartz. I just put that straight on my eye. I didn't put a base or anything. And then I went in with the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Glide eye pencil just on my waterline. I used Poco Beauty brow blade for my brows. And I did also pick up another Kitten Lash mascara when I bought these Pinpoint Concealer. So this is a new one. And I just went in with a very, maybe a quick brush. It's not even one full layer of that on my lashes. The sun's coming out, so let me come in closer and show you what everything looks like over the Pinpoint concealers. I think it looks really nice. I think I'm gonna really enjoy using these Pinpoint concealers. It does exactly what I wanted them to do. They're quite thick, they dry down, they set very nicely, and they don't budge. They really don't budge. These swatches that I have on yesterday, when I did quick swatches of these on my hands, they just stayed on until I used my oil cleanser to get them out. Lisa did say in her video that these ones came out first, but she is releasing like a proper liquid concealer probably later in the year. So I'm super excited for those to come out. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this Pinpoint concealer. So they feel quite thick, and I think that's because you want impact on smaller areas, so they need to be a thicker formula to do that. All I need to do is use my finger to just tap on it, and it blends out quite nicely. It doesn't leave like a mark, where you can actually see that I put this on and it looks different from my skin. I picked up 3 shades. I picked up 10, which is my exact match, 9, which I use to lift just, parts of my face where I want to remove the shadow or to just lift my face, and 10 I used mainly in the darker areas. I didn't put too much, so I left, really close to the eye, that darkness, just so that it gives my eye a bit of depth. But just around this area where I do have dark skin, I used that to correct, and it worked quite nicely as well. I didn't put shade 10 over shade 11. I didn't feel like I needed to. It did correct and gave me a good skin tone even afterwards. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and please subscribe if you would like to see more beauty content from me. I hope that you have a lovely day further. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.